With all these movies Marvel keeps putting out, you would think that they would advertise on the Hulk. I mean, he's basically a giant banner.
God damn. All right, folks, welcome to another episode of Pops On. This is episode 5.
Episode 5.
Look at us. We got a full hand. I'm this many years old.
Yes.
Oh, man. I'm one of your hosts. I am Jay Alvarez, sitting on the other side of the room.
Raul, what's going on, people?
And of course, on the soundboard, we've got Marcel just producing the shit out of this thing, man.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we got to give some big shout outs. We also got a little real little guest in house today. I got my son. I got my court order visitation. So in respect to that, I got my son with us. Say what's up, little man.
Sup?
He's gonna be here listening to us curse like sailors and talk some trash. So that'll be interesting. I'm eyeballing both of you. Watch your mouths. I don't need this coming back when we renegotiate the child support. So
Hey man, fuck all that shit.
Exactly. That's exactly the sentiment you should have. So we, as always, this is Pops On. This is a dad's take on music, movies, and other bits of the entertainment industry. We are not movie experts. We are just a bunch of idiots that worked together and decided we should record our thoughts one day. How's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. It was Fourth of July week, so took the kids to Aquatica and SeaWorld and got as black as I am. I got sunburned.
I noticed you a little doggy.
Yeah, you see this shit?
You left here looking like Drake. Now you're looking like Wesley Snipes.
It's fucking ridiculous, bro. And a fucking peel, and it's weird. But the kids had a good time. You know how they say dads are good on the grill? Not this dad. At all. Let me tell you something. I don't know how the food turns out, how it turns out. I'm glad they love it, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on that grill. The coal was not getting lit up, and then it kept going out, so I had to keep I burnt my hand right here a little bit. I got a little thing. It's all bad.
We should do an episode, Pops On Grilling.
We should.
We should do. A matter of fact, I got a friend of mine who's another comedian, Vic Clevenger. He actually is a professional griller. Oh, and he goes out to competitions and he competes. He has his own spices that he sells.
Nice.
He's the only stand-up comedian I've seen after the show. Most comics sell like mugs or t-shirts or CDs. He sells spices.
Nice.
All right, it's like it's like going to the spice section of the supermarket. He's like, oh yeah, you can buy my CD. Would you like some garlic salt? Or would you like some snafu? Nice. He's got the whole thing. No, it's grilling is an art. It is. Most people I'm surprised don't really know how to grill. Like there's not supposed to be an actual flame.
Yeah. So I didn't know that. So check this out. The flame kept going out. So I was like, the fuck? So I put the lighter shit and I sprayed it and the shit just came out the bottom and onto my hand. I was like, oh shit. So I knew that wasn't what I was supposed to do. Then it got to where it needed to be. So I put the stuff on. Once I got the grill going, I'm straight. Mm-hmm. It's getting the shit to stop. Because at the end of the night now, get the little temperature gauge. Yeah. The shit was at 600 degrees. And I'm like, I'm finished. I don't know. Do I pour water on it? Like, what do I do?
Yeah.
To just leave it. I was like, I don't think you should just leave it.
No. You put them out.
Yeah, no. I tried. So I got a little bucket of water. Mm-hmm. And I threw it at it. Flame went up some more. I was like, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be. Yeah. Didn't you watch any of the Smokey the Bear commercials, man?
No.
Man, Brooklyn is the home of rooftop barbecues. How did you not figure this out?
Oh, we didn't have the rooftop barbecue. We did that shit across the street by the college.
No, man, that's good. That's cool. 4th of July. I had like I said, I got my son with me for the summer. Our 4th of July was pretty cool. Went to my brother's in-laws, so my sister-in-law's parents' house. Went over there. Went to my dad's house first for breakfast, and we went over to their house, my sister-in-law's parents' house. They were grilling out there. He had a better idea how to do it.
Teach me.
Yeah, no, we'll get you squared away, man. And they got a pool out there, so we went with the kids, went with the pools. All the kids were just like swimming and fighting, and I had some weak beer, but I'll take it. it was a good 4th of July. And then at the end of the night, I did what I love to do on 4th of July. I went into a closet, turned my headphones all the way up, and closed the door. Sat in a dark room so I wouldn't hear fireworks.
Oh, you're such a pussy.
Yeah. No, well, I have PTSD, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You just called an American hero a pussy. Congratulations. I am an American hero, and I have got the mental scarring to prove it.
Right.
Yeah, right. No. Fireworks are a trigger for me, so I try to stay away. Yeah, I'm not one of those vets that go around the neighbors like, hey, would you mind not sending off fireworks? Because no, celebrate fireworks. Lose a finger. Don't lose a finger. I hope you don't lose a finger. But have fun. I'm the one with the issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm a lot better at it than I used to be. I can, if I hear fireworks, at least I know, okay, I gotta go. Before it used to just be as soon as I heard the first one, I heard sniper fire and I was done. I'm on the floor and I'm gone. No, at least now I hear it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is not going to be a fun time for Jay. And I'm going to go find a closet. I'm going to find a dark room and put my headphones in. But yeah, that was our 4th of July. It was good. Everybody had some fun. I was trying to take the kids today to see Spider-Man Homecoming. Fandango is run by a bunch of damn communists. And I think we made 2 trips out to the movie theater. Didn't see the movie either one time because the Fandango site kept screwing up because we got gift cards for Fandangos.
Oh yeah.
And the first time we went through the first time we went and it was a 12 o'clock showing. We were gonna catch it at 12 o'clock. By the time I hit finalize, it was 12:01 and the tickets were no longer available. So fuck you. It's a minute. You can give us a grace period. The second time, so we're like, all right, there's another showing at 1:30. So we went and did some shopping. I bought the tickets. I realized as we were going to the ticket booth at 1:30, I never received a confirmation email. So there we are, and I used a gift card, so I didn't have the credit card because normally you can just give them the credit card and they can be like, oh, okay, there it is, we see the tickets. Nope, none of that. So I'm over here insisting on the phone with Fandango that I bought these tickets. I go on the website and I realize that I never hit submit for the order. I put my email address. I did everything except hit submit. So that I'm not. Look, I don't know. I don't pretend to be the smartest man that ever lived. I make mistakes, many. I'm not perfect. But yeah, so I screwed us watching Spider-Man. So hopefully we'll actually get to catch it at some point.
I hope you do. I hope you do it because I did. No, and this was a good one too. Different take. Not like off the beaten path with Spider-Man, but it's more of John Hughes feel. Yeah. Ferris Bueller type deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
It is it's not like a romantic teen comedy type shit, but the comedy in this movie really did land. Good. A lot of it shows him learning. It's not Tobey Maguire jumps twice and okay, I got it. No, he's learning. Right. He is definitely learning. But my biggest takeaway from this, without getting into any kind of spoilers, is the villain. Marvel's villains have been shit. They have. You know what I mean? Loki, okay, he's great.
Loki's good because he ain't kill him off right away.
Exactly. Vulture was Michael Keaton, dope actor.
I love that Michael Keaton has played Vulture. Then before that he played Birdman. Before that he played Batman.
He has a thing for wings.
Yeah, he has a thing for wings. I love that Michael Keaton is having this little renaissance in his career. I think he's one of those actors that nobody ever really thinks twice. I think he hurt himself in the early 90s, the early mid-90s when he started doing, what was that, like Jack Frost?
Jack Frost.
Yeah, he started doing Multiplicity.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah, Michael Keaton hasn't seen that movie in forever. And there's 4 of him in there. So like there's
I remember that movie.
I want to say he probably, I like to think of it as the Vince Vaughn effect. Made a couple of good movies. Let's put him in everything. And now people are fucking sick of him. Mm-hmm. Now he's just doing everything. Hopefully, I like to see Vince Vaughn make the same renaissance in the next 5-10 years. Hopefully that can come back because he's another great talent. But no, Michael Keaton getting cast as the Vulture, especially after Birdman. I was all about it.
I was super excited for that. He did a great job. The way how they do it, you understand why he becomes what he becomes. Mm-hmm. He was amazing. I guess if we're not counting the Marvel Netflix series, because the next villain after Loki is definitely Kilgrave.
Oh yeah, they done between Kilgrave and Kingpin too. Kingpin.
Kingpin. Yeah.
They are doing a great job on the
Yeah.
TV side of things at Marvel.
Yes.
It's the movies. I will say I did like shit. What was this? In Civil War. What was his name?
Zemo. You like Zemo?
I like it. I like his inspiration. I like that he's coming from a very real place. He's not a bad person.
Right.
But he is in a situation where the hardest thing for me for a villain, and it sounds like they did it right with Michael Keaton, is getting their inspiration, trying to figure out why is this person doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? And like with Joker, he's just a psychopath. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you really get into that with like Heath Ledger really did a good job at showing that. With Loki, you get that he's kind of like the black sheep, and he's just trying to kind of make a name for himself, and he has to do a lot of bad shit to get there. You know, there's a lot of resentment in that,
right? And
they did a good job developing that. You get people like Ultron; they didn't really do a good job with it. You know, they just kind of put him out there. With Zemo, I like that it wasn't great. He's not the best villain by any stretch, but I did like that they gave him a real kind of inspiration to like you got why he was doing this. He was mad at someone and he was doing what he was doing to get back at that, at those people who killed his family. Spoiler alert for you, those of you who haven't seen Civil War by now.
What y'all doing?
Yeah, seriously, you're not going to by this time. It's been on Netflix for a while. You had a chance.
Exactly.
Even with Doctor Strange, what was his name? Something with it. Caecilius. Yeah, Caecilius. There we go. Mm-hmm. That, I mean, they kind of hinted at it where he thought he was doing the right thing. He really did believe in what he was doing.
They didn't flesh it out.
But they didn't flesh it out anywhere near as much as they needed to. No. And I get why they did it in that movie, because you're introducing a whole new realm of, like, you had Guardians of the Galaxy introduce the cosmic entities. Now you're bringing a lot of magic. Yeah. And that's a lot to kind of bring in without people thinking this is just bullshit.
Yeah.
So, there's not a lot of room to flesh out a villain in that one, so I get that. And then they introduced Dormammu, so you get that whole cosmic entity bit out of it. So that, some stuff there, that's more of an introduction to a bigger plateau and a bigger plane of existence. But I really feel like Zemo, even though he wasn't great, I feel like I can't remember the actor's name now for the life of me. But he was great in Inglourious Bastards. I think he did a good job playing it. I think that they did a decent job, a better job than they normally do as far as fleshing out his inspiration and what makes him tick. So that's why I like Zemo.
Okay, I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, I guess he wasn't the greatest. He's definitely not he's not even on the list for me, but I get it. Mm-hmm. His reasoning, his purpose for doing what he did, it made sense. With Vulture, when you see it and you understand, off the back, like, damn, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, you better go ahead and get that flight suit. Fuck shit up. Back to Kilgrave and Jessica Jones on the Netflix series. That's like one of the villains that I actually cared about.
Yo, I really wanted him to make it. When he was doing, again, massive spoiler alerts, guys. When he seemed like he was doing right, and Jessica was kind of egging him on to do the right thing and be a better person overall, I really wanted him to stick it out.
Yeah.
I was really hoping for it. I'm like, yo, he might get this.
Shit that got me with him is when he was like, listen, I don't know if people are doing things for me because they like me, or is it because I can tell them to. So I don't know who is real and who's not. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh shit, that's fucking sad.
Yeah.
That's really sad. You don't know if anybody likes you because you're you or because you're telling them to. Because if you don't know, his power is, if he says something, if he tells you to do something, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you want to or not. And the sick part about it is, because there is a woman in there that I think she was drowning her kids. If he tells you to go drown your kids, in your head, you're telling yourself, no, don't do it. But your body is doing it and you can't stop it. So you're trapped in your body doing what it is you don't want to do.
Right.
That shit is sick. He's one of my favorite villains of all time.
No, they did an amazing job with him, and that, like kind of fleshing out that internal terror. I mean, he's living in his own terror because he has no idea. Like, there's no off switch for that.
No,
you know what I mean? Like he's just, I don't know if I'm doing this or not. And then finally at the end of it, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just do it." And that's where you're like, all right, that's a villain. That's now I understand why he's just balls to the wall doing it, because he's having a hard enough time trying to make it right. He'll never know what people's true inspirations are. Fuck it, at least this way he knows.
Exactly, and
you know what I mean?
I mean, like I said, the villain, Marvel's villains haven't been the greatest, but they're doing some work with the Vulture here. I like this one.
Good. I'm happy to hear that, and I'm excited to see it. Hopefully later tonight we can figure this Fandango shit out, and I'll hit submit, and we can actually get these kids to this movie. Moving on, there's been some other news. Not a lot of news this week, but we'll touch on a few topics. Been announced Daniel Craig is going to do another Bond movie.
Yeah.
I like Daniel Craig. I like the Bond movies he's done so far. I think he's kind of, I mean, I don't think they're all great. I know what was the one? The second one he did,
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale, yeah, was apparently like one of the best Bond movies ever.
Yeah.
And Spectre came out, and Spectre was kind of blah.
Yeah. What was the one? There was one, right? Skyfall.
Skyfall was a good one. Skyfall was a good one. I'm sorry. You're right.
Skyfall was a good one. I don't know, man. I mean, he don't get me wrong, he was great. I love him, but let's do something new. He's been playing this guy since what, 2005? No, not even. I think before 2005. What's the first one?
What's that? 2006, Casino Royale. Then he had Quantum of Solace, 2008.
Quantum of Solace.
Skyfall, 2012. Skyfall 2012, and then Spectre came out.
I mean, I'm ready for a new one, and there was a little controversy back, or not necessarily controversy, but let's get a Black Bond.
Yeah, Idris Elba. Everybody knows Idris Elba was the front runner for the first Black Bond.
Exactly.
And there was a lot of pushback. People were like, oh, well, James Bond isn't black. James Bond is an alias. I think that's been established at this point. You know, it's kind of like I always looked at Jason Bourne as being the American version of James Bond.
Right.
It's a fake name. It's an alias. They just give you the name. They just give the name to whatever agent is in that position. I've always seen the rank as 007.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, whoever carries that rank of 007, that your name is James Bond, just because you're a spy. Nobody should know your name anyway.
Exactly.
So I think it's easy enough to explain that and then put a Black Bond. You know what I mean? And it makes sense. I don't understand why. Idris Elba is a great actor. Can handle a whole different... I mean, if you're not convinced that he can play a good Bond off The Wire, then you're not paying attention.
Not even The Wire. Luther.
Yes.
Luther is a dope show. He can pull that shit off. But you know what's crazy? I don't know if it was like the creator or somebody that's deep in with the James Bond franchise actually said he's too street. And I was like, what?
That shit, what?
That makes no sense.
Where is James Bond? You need a street smart guy. Sean Connery was refined as all everything, but he had no problem getting down and dirty.
Exactly.
That's what you want, somebody that's street. Like, you know, you can absolutely do that, and that's horse crap that he's too street for that. Because you can bring somebody up. You want James Bond to have that little edge to him. You know what I mean? I do at least, because otherwise you get somebody that's too prissy. Daniel Craig, when I see his Bond, he gets down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's not somebody that came up going through private schools his whole life. Right. You know what I'm saying? That he's not afraid to run. He does not run from a fight. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty with someone else's blood. And that's what I want. Someone who takes who doesn't take a second thought before taking the blood of his enemies. That's how you conquer. That's how you found nations. That's how you build friends. Honestly, if I know you have no problem killing me, chances are I'm probably going to get along with you.
It works. That works. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing a different take on Bond. Idris Elba would be perfect. My fucking wife loves this dude, so it's an easy movie to go see at that point. Another rumor was saying that they were going to consider Tom Hiddleston. I wouldn't have minded that either, but again, it's more of the same.
I think that I feel like this is just an excuse not to cast a new Bond just to get out of the conversation. Because I wouldn't have minded Tom Hiddleston as Bond. I think he could pull that off really well also.
I liked his role in Kong.
Yeah.
I love this Roland Kong, so I could definitely see that. But just switch it up. Let's do something.
I mean, it's not to say that I think Idris Elba would make a great Bond. It's not to say I have to say It's not to say I have to see a black Bond next. I think we have somebody who's ready for. I think we're finally at a point where we're ready for that, and we have an actor who could take it there. But if somebody told me, they cast Tom Hiddleston instead, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I could see that.
Right.
He's a good actor. At that point, I'm thinking you're just flipping a coin and like, all right, whichever one lands, tails. All right, Tom, congratulations, it's yours. There's no, and the sick part is, and I hate to bring this up, but a lot of people start throwing race. Oh, they ain't cast him because he's black. I think that's probably why they kept Daniel Craig for this one, or convinced him to do it, because I think they're trying to avoid that conversation until they can better
backlash.
Until they can better handle that. Because people are going to come out with that, and it's nonsense. I think it's always. I always think that's horse crap. I mean, yes, America's really big at whitewashing roles. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna pretend that's not a thing. But at the same time, if you cast somebody who's right for it, then you just cast somebody that's right for it.
Exactly.
I don't think it's as big of a problem as people make it out to. When the Oscars 2 years ago, there were no black people nominated for it. I thought that was a bigger deal than people were making, because I was looking back at the movies and I was like, what movie would you nominate?
Exactly. There wasn't really much out. They had, I mean, I guess they're pushing it if you would have nominated that Will Smith film about football. Concussion. It was great. Don't get me wrong, but
was it at the same level as Revenant? Because that was the movie that year.
Yeah, that was the movie that year.
There was a lot. Everybody was saying, "Oh, Straight Outta Compton." I said, none of them deserve an Oscar. The only people who deserved an Oscar for that movie were the screenwriters. And guess what? They were nominated. Guess what? They were white.
Nah, I think Eazy-E's character, the person who played Eazy-E, should have got a nomination.
But who would you have taken off the list of nominees? See, that's where I get to. Like when I look at it, when I say, okay, this person should have been nominated. All right, well, let me look at the list. Who are you gonna knock off of this?
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Because if it's one thing if you're like, yeah, you're absolutely right, because this guy was in this movie and he was a complete piece of shit in it. How did he get a nomination over this guy? Then you look at it as like, no, this guy did an amazing job. He should have been nominated. Let me look at the list of nominees. Shit, you know what? All of them are fucking solid.
Right.
You know, it's not a snub in that case, because I can't think of one person that I would have taken off the list to put that person in. They all did great. It just, he didn't make the cut. That's all it was.
If it was made based off of, hey, these people are all solid, I'm not gonna just shoehorn this person in there because he's black.
Because then you're looking at the other end of that argument and like, oh, well, you got to put him in just because he's black. No, that's not right either.
No,
I'm Hispanic. You're black. I don't want somebody to give me anything just because I'm Hispanic.
Exactly.
No, fuck you. No, give it to me because I earned this. Don't give it to me because I got a Z in my last name. That totally defeats the purpose.
That's hilarious.
So
nah, you're right. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, like I said, he had a good performance, but if, I don't know who was on that list, but if they all had solid performances, then yeah. No.
I mean, that's the year Leonardo DiCaprio won Best Actor for The Revenant. Who from Straight Outta Compton will you say did a better job than Leonardo DiCaprio?
Nobody in Straight Outta Compton got fucked by a bear.
No. And then people are like, oh, well, they could have been in Best Supporting. Well, guess who was in Best Supporting Actor that year? Tom
Hardy.
Tom Hardy, also in The Revenant. Who did a better job than Tom Hardy in The Revenant that year?
No, Tom Hardy was the man in that shit. That was crazy.
Best Director. This is the guy who did Fruitvale Station, the guy who's doing Black Panther. He's a great director. Did a lot of good movies. Who won? Alejandro Iñárritu, again for The Revenant. You're not gonna tell me Straight Outta Compton was a better overall movie than The Revenant.
No,
I mean, I get why people are looking out for that and making. You want to make sure that minorities. As minority too, I want to make sure we're represented well, but I also want to make sure that we earn our representation.
Exactly.
No, don't give me something just because I fall into a race or I fall into a category. Give it to me because I earned it. And if that white guy did a better job than me, you know what? Congratulations to that white guy. I'm gonna come out harder next time. That's all it is.
That's what I feel like they did to Moonlight this year, to be honest with you. I watched La La Land and I watched Moonlight. Both great movies. La La Land is a better fucking movie.
See, this is what my bias comes in, because the guys from Moonlight, they're my boys. Miami. We're all from down there. So it's one of those like, but at the same time, it's like Michael Bay. I'm gonna call people out on this shit. You're right. I think La La Land was a better movie.
Better. So I watched Moonlight with the. It's not a family movie, guys. Not a family.
Yeah,
movie.
Moonlight is not a family movie for those of you listening.
But I watched it with the kids, and I was like, okay, this is okay.
It's a good movie, and it brings a lot of conversations up to the forefront.
It's a great Netflix movie. If that shit was on Netflix, and I'd have been all right with that. If it was a Netflix original, I'd have been straight with that.
And that's because of the budget wasn't there for production because it's an independent movie is what it is. So I don't mind that. Yeah, it's a Netflix quality, and I get that. But it's not better than La La Land. It's a great movie, and I loved it. I loved watching it. And when I walked out of there feeling like, man, this was a great fucking movie. Absolutely earned its spot in the nominations.
Yes,
absolutely earned its spot there and all the acclaim it's getting. But as far as beating out La La Land, I'm like,
La La Land was a better movie to me.
I really felt like they were trying to avoid what happened last year.
Yeah. It was clear though, because I know that paper said La La Land. Like, oh no, sorry, no, it's not La La Land. It's Moonlight.
Yeah, they pulled another Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, really?
Yeah,
It was. I like I said, I watched it. It was okay. It's not something I need to watch over. I would watch La La Land again.
Yeah,
I don't need to see Moonlight again.
I haven't thought about seeing Moonlight again.
La
La Land, I'm waiting for it to come out on HBO Go because it's coming up.
So good.
Yeah. Like I'm excited to see it again. I had a good time watching it, and I want to watch it again.
And I'm not a fan of musicals. I'm not a fan of musicals at all. Like
I am, and that's
you
what.
Are.
And so I could say that. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I am a huge fan of musicals. So yeah, maybe I'm a little biased towards La La Land. But again, the guys from Moonlight are also from Miami. That's my peoples. Mm-hmm. So I grew up knowing those characters. Like not specifically those characters, but I grew up in that area, in that time frame with people just like that. So it hits a home for me too. Mm-hmm. I'm still more excited for La La Land.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. You're right. I don't like things being handed just. If I did a good job, perfect.
Yeah.
If you're giving it to me just because, keep that shit.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's where, like I said, with Tom Hiddleston, if he was to get that over Idris Elba, I wouldn't be upset. Mm-hmm. At least Idris Elba was in the conversation. At least as long as they give him an honest shot at it. Hey, come in for a few reads. Hey, come in for let's see how you fit in with the director. Let's see how you fit in. And at the end of the day, if they choose Tom Hiddleston over that, you know what? At least you gave him a shot and you made a good choice.
Exactly.
You made an educated choice.
You made the best choice that was available.
Exactly. Aside from that, I think that's all. Again, it's been a slow week for movie news. Spider-Man won everything, so we're gonna talk about. We're gonna do something we haven't done yet. We haven't done trailer reviews, have we?
No, we haven't.
Episode 5. I'm counting. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
Fifth.
I don't think we've actually done trailer reviews yet. So we're gonna talk about one trailer that has really pissed a lot of people off. I just saw it right before we started recording this because I heard so many bad things about it. I didn't even want to do it to myself. Jumanji.
Jumanji
reboot.
So I was initially pissed off about it because it was touted as a remake. And I was like, this is not no fucking remake to Jumanji. This is not Jumanji at all. You can call this shit anything else and it would have been fine. But you call this the remake to Jumanji. And I was like, I'm not digging it. So when I first watched it, it pissed me off and I just dismissed it. Then I started making the stew over. Then I started doing some research. It's not a remake. It is a continuation. It is essentially part 2, I guess. But not part 2. It is in the same universe. So watching the trailer again with that in mind, I'll give it a chance. It looks good. It looks decent.
And you told me that, so we watched it. And after I saw it, I get it. I get it because I kind of like it. I kind of dig it.
It's something is holding me back from wholeheartedly going in. But I like it.
There is. Like, my biggest thing and a lot of people's thing was the whole Robin Williams aspect. What are they going to do with Robin Williams' character if it's a sequel? You know what? The way the trailer made it, and this isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailer, Robin Williams' character has nothing to do with it. The game itself is a character because it's an updated. The Jumanji's a video game in this movie.
Yeah.
And what it is, the kids apparently get sucked into the video game and now they're their characters. So you're basically playing Call of Duty, only you're the dude with the gun.
Exactly.
Which is a cool idea. I kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It's a little twist on the Freaky Friday, I think. Instead of going to sleep and waking up as your mom, you're kind of getting sucked into this video game. And now you're your video game character.
Avatar, yeah.
Your avatar, your video game avatar. So that was cool to see how they did it. And it totally did away with anything with Robin Williams. Like, okay, I don't need Robin Williams in this movie. You totally did away with that character by updating it to a video game, and the way they put them in that, I dig that. I could absolutely. I remember seeing the pictures and I'm thinking this looks like the Land of the Lost.
Yeah.
When does Will Ferrell come into this movie?
That was my thing too. But no, it looks decent. I wouldn't mind going to see it. Kevin Hart looks like he's gonna be Kevin Hart, which if you love it or you hate it. That's it.
They have two of the most polarizing actors. They got Kevin Hart and Jack Black. And both of those guys are people who either love them or hate them. I don't typically love them. I like Jack Black in Be Kind Rewind, mostly because Mos Def was in it. I liked Kevin Hart in Secret Life of Pets, mostly because it was just his voice.
I hated that movie.
I didn't actually see him, so it was a little more tolerable for me. But I kind of like where these two are going with this. Like, watching the trailers and seeing them, I'm like, okay, I can get behind these guys being these characters in this kind of a movie. Exactly. That one scene, because Jack Black's is a woman, is a girl who's picked a guy character. Yeah. And watching him kind of react to The Rock, that was funny. I actually had a lot of that's a whole lot of man.
That's gonna be a running thing in the movie. Which will be, is that Nick Jonas? That is Nick Jonas. Jesus Christ. Right there.
The one that isn't The Rock, Jack Black, or Kevin Hart. the other guy.
The other guy. No, I liked Jack Black in Goosebumps. Goosebumps was pretty dope for me. Kevin Hart, I'm one of those who love him. I've watched everything he's done, and I'm not tired of him yet. Not yet. Me and my sister used to watch the stand-up comedy show he had years ago religiously every Friday. We still watch it to this day, and we still bust out laughing. So I'm sorry. That's my guy.
You have fun.
And who doesn't love The Rock? Let's be for real here.
I love that The Rock is not scared to make fun of him. So when he first came out, he was doing Walking Tall, and he was that big badass.
The Rundown. I remember The Rundown.
The Rundown.
That was a good one.
And then he came out and then he went on the other side of it. He came out on the Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy and the football one. Game plan.
Game plan. Yeah. Hey, look at you. This is why I brought my son with me.
We appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. And those were the opposite ends of the spectrum. Whoa, okay, I get it. He's trying not to be too much of a badass, but I need
you to get back to it.
I need a little more Rock, a little less Dwayne Johnson. Can we find a happy medium? And I think he found that. I really think he's, because you still get the big badass roles where he does the Fast franchise. Yes. But even then, that's a little campy. He makes he's having fun with it. You can tell. But then he has movies like Baywatch, which sucked. But
I'm pretty sure he was the best part.
Yeah, and Central Intelligence, which was actually really good.
Central Intelligence was good.
Him and Kevin Hart.
And I loved him in Moana.
Yeah. And you see the videos, the videos that he puts out on his Instagram, on his YouTube, where he's dancing around and just being a clown. He's a guy having fun with the life he has. And that's what I wanted to see out of Dwayne Johnson. And I think that's one of the things everybody loves out of him, was the fact that he doesn't take himself too seriously. Right. Yes, his bicep is bigger than my thigh. He could probably kill a man just by looking at him hard enough. But he likes to have fun. He likes to put on a tutu and do kid movies. None of us liked it, and we asked him to never do it again, and he hasn't, thankfully. Yeah. But he's not afraid to have some fun. He'll dance around. He'll do a little, some little goofy. He's a goofball. Yeah, and he's not afraid to be a goofball in public, which is, I think I put that with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's a huge goofball. He's a funny dude. He raises pigeons. You know what I mean? People don't know that, but he raises pigeons and he flies them around. That's, he's a geek. He's a nerd. And a lot of people, when he was boxing, nobody wanted to see that. People wanted that tough street thug. And, that wasn't Mike Tyson. That wasn't who he was. And now he's coming out with movies like The Hangover. Yeah. He did that Broadway, one-man show.
Yeah, one-man show.
You're seeing more Mike.
He has a show on Adult Swim. Yeah, that shit is hilarious.
You're seeing more Mike than Iron Mike now. Right. You know what I mean? And for being a guy who was a nerd as a kid, but couldn't be one outwardly because of the neighborhood I grew up in, and I didn't want to get my ass kicked. That's why nobody knew I liked The Flash. That's why nobody knew I liked musicals. You know, and to see these guys who are like, you know, these tough dudes who grew up, you know, Tyson especially. I don't know where The Rock grew up. I'm thinking he grew up with some kind of money because of his father. I mean, his father was a wrestler too, so I'm assuming there was a little bit
Somewhere
of
in Miami,
a little bit of privilege there. But you know, to see him and Mike Tyson just own that goofy attitude. They're goofy, and what are you gonna say to them?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what's crazy too? Way back in the day, I used to work at a restaurant in Brooklyn. My first job really. And Mike Tyson knew my uncle or what have you. So he came in or whatever, and that's when he just got that face tattoo.
Yeah.
So he came in and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get an autograph. So I gave him, there was like a pen we had that was attached to a bunch of rubber bands so, you know, people wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
So he was trying to sign it and the fucking rubber band kept snapping back. So he just pulled it. He was like, my bad. Did I scare you? I was like, no, you didn't.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Sign that shit. I was bad. He's one of the nicest people. When you meet people like that in real life, he was nice as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was on some kind of press run. I don't remember what was going on at the time. I just know he just got that tattoo. He looked scary as shit.
Yeah. And
I ain't want to fuck his order up.
Exactly. You see that? You gonna tell him something about being a geek now?
He's like, I want this. I was like, dude, we don't. You know what? I'll be right back. I will find out because he ordered some shit that we didn't even have. I was like, we gotta get whatever the fuck he wants. I don't know what this is, but let's go get it.
You gonna tell him no?
Yeah, I'm not telling him no. Fuck that. No.
No, and I like the fact that we see these guys that are these tough dudes, you know, and really are tough. Like these are not, you know, punks by any means.
Yeah.
And they're showing people that it's okay to be goofy. It's okay to be funny. It's okay to do that. I think that says a lot. You know, I wish I would have had that more as a kid. Yep. You know what I mean? Because it would have made me a little more comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah,
and
I'm
happy to see that they're coming out, and hopefully a lot of people are seeing that and getting some inspiration from that. I think it's a good thing that they're doing. They're just being themselves and they're not afraid to have fun. John Cena is one of the funniest people, I think. Batista is another one with Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah. He was funny as shit too.
They're not afraid to have fun with this. John Cena, there's a Tour de Pharmacy on HBO. It's a mockumentary about
it just came out. Yeah.
Came out. It's a mockumentary on the Tour de France and all the doping and everything. John Cena is in a scene where he is carrying a naked man. There is a man's dick 5 inches away from John Cena's face. John Cena's got his mouth wide open, and he is just going full Hulkbuster on this guy. Who's like, and you're like, he can turn his head and he's got a pube in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like, John Cena's not afraid to do that shit. You know what I mean? He's happy to do it. He's happy to have fun with it because he gets that it's just fun. Exactly. And I like that we have these guys that are, you know, big and muscular and tough guys that are just having fun. And, you know, I'm happy that my kid can see that. Yeah, he's not watching that movie. He's not watching John Cena with a dick in his face. But, you know, but he can see The Rock and he can see Mike Tyson doing these other projects. And, you know, that's like, it's okay. You don't have to be tough all the time. You can be funny. You can be a geek. It's okay. Look at these people. They are. You know, don't be afraid of letting that point come out. So I think I'm happy to see The Rock doing, you know, Jumanji. It seems like he's having some fun with it. And good. I don't even remember what we're talking about anymore. This whole topic totally got away from me.
That's what happens. Now, Jumanji looks good. It looks like it's going to be a Christmas release. So not a good idea with the Star Wars coming out, but hey, I'm gonna check it out.
We'll see. Right now, I know more about Jumanji than I know about The Last Jedi.
We're not gonna talk about that. We just had that off camera discussion.
That's gonna be a conversation we have later. The other trailer we wanted to talk about, Valeria. What's the full title of that one?
Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets. That movie looks good. It looks good. It looks stunning.
It looks like
visually,
Avatar.
Yeah, it looks amazing visually. Heard some good things about it. When it first got released, I wasn't paying too much of attention to it. But I saw that the guy that did Fifth Element with Bruce Willis, that was my favorite. It still is. I just watched it yesterday, actually. Mm-hmm. Still is one of my favorite movies. It's that guy that did that. So Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets has Dane DeHaan. It looks amazing. Mm-hmm. Looks absolutely stunning. And then I've heard, you know, it has an actual good storyline. It is based on a best-selling novel. I can't wait to see that.
After seeing the trailer, when I heard Valerian, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. I thought we were getting the history of Valyria. I thought we were going to get the Valyrian Doom. That's and for any throners, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you that aren't, get up on your shit.
That's what you guys are called, throners?
Throners, yes, okay. Yes. I don't know if that's official, but that's what I'm taking. That's what I'm owning. That's what we're going with.
We're going with that shit.
Yeah, no, I so it threw me off just because Valyria is a pretty strong theme in the Game of Thrones world. But after seeing that trailer, and I've heard some mixed things about it. I've heard some like production horror stories, but seeing that, it definitely I think is filling in where Avatar was visually. You know what I mean? There's a lot. They're having a lot of fun with some visuals. It looks like
looks beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of IMAX shots, a lot of widescreen shots. It looks like, and that's appreciated. Yeah. Seems like an okay story. I didn't really get too much from the trailer, so I don't know a lot about what's happening, but maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't like trailers that give away too much, like we thought, I thought Spider-Man did.
We didn't touch on that, so it didn't give a lot away with that one trailer.
It did not give a lot away.
I'm happy with it then. Everything
is recut.
Okay.
It's so everything you see is way out of context.
Okay.
So
I can take that.
Yeah.
All right. Valyrian.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that one. Like I said, it reminds me of Fifth Element. I love that movie. It still holds up. I still watch it at least once a month.
Fifth Element is the one movie besides Friday that I can actually watch with Chris Tucker in it.
Yes.
Because nothing else, to me, nothing else holds up. Money Talk, maybe.
Money Talk. I still like Rush Hour 1 and 2. 3, I
didn't really like them too much. But we got another going on the next trailer, The Foreigner, starring Jackie Chan.
That is so. This is not widely known at all, but the concept is basically some kind of terrorist attack happens wherever Jackie Chan is, and his daughter gets killed. It's Jackie Chan going around trying to find out who did it. Let me get some names, and then he just goes from there. We're used to seeing Jackie Chan as a fun-loving karate fighter and beating people up with a smile. Not in this one, bro.
No, he is acting in this movie. Yeah. Jackie Chan's a stuntman. That's what he's famous for. He's famous for being, doing his own stunts and having enough of a screen presence. And this is in America. In China, he's a fucking renowned actor. Like he's a great actor in China. This is just Americans. We know him as a stunt guy. He's some goofy dude. He does his own stunts. Rumble in the Bronx.
Classic.
I've never seen that many Asians in the Bronx, but go for it.
For real.
Yeah,
I just thought about that.
But
such a classic movie.
This movie, this is like he's actually acting. Like he's got to pull some emotion out of this. If he's gonna pull this character off, and it still from the looks of it, got some really good fight scenes in it. But it's not a fight movie. This isn't a kung fu movie. This is I like this. It's kind of like Taken, is what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's exactly what
his daughter was killed. He has a particular set of skills, and he's going to come at some people.
It's him, Pierce Brosnan.
And it's like he's not going after the terrorists. He's going after the people funding the terrorists. Like it's kind of taking like the espionage role. It's James Bond meets Taken. Because there's a lot of espionage. He's really trying to get up into the nitty gritty of who's actually funding these people. I'm gonna have some fun with it. I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a look.
And I'm hoping it's something that I haven't seen from Jackie Chan. I'm really hoping it comes off well because Jackie Chan is a lot of people call him a guilty pleasure. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt here. I want to see him do well with this.
Yeah, this looks amazing. I'm definitely gonna check that one out.
Last trailer we're gonna talk about. This one we wanted to talk about a while ago, and haven't. Batman and Harley Quinn.
So I'm gonna preference this first before you go off on your tangent. I'm a huge Batman fan. Huge Batman fan. Okay, Batman could do no wrong. I liked every last Batman movie, video game, cartoon, anything that's ever came out. Batman. My wedding ring is a bat symbol. Fuck you. I don't care. Go ahead, Jay.
This movie looks like a load of shit. It's an animated movie. DC normally does really well with the animated. I don't have a lot of complaints with DC animated. This is starring Batman, Nightwing, which is nice to see Nightwing. You've got Harley Quinn teaming up with them to fight Poison Ivy and fucking Swamp Thing, for all I know. This looks like absolute. What was his name again?
The Floronic Man.
Floronic Man.
I've never heard of this dude.
What that sounds like an evil villain who got his powers from a florist shop.
It looks terrible.
This looks like absolute garbage. I mean, I like the look of it because they're going back to that 90s animated look. And I like that just because, that's nostalgia. So points for that. The rest of the movie looks like the premise sounds like shit. The villains look like shit. The story sounds like shit. Everything about this movie smells like shit. And I'm not okay with it. I just stop trying so hard. This is a money grab. This movie looks like a money grab. It looks like, hey, DC animated, DCEU's doing okay, but not great. Hey, Harley Quinn's doing really well. Everybody liked Batman from Batman vs. Superman. What if we did like Reese's peanut butter cup and put your chocolate in the peanut butter, and then you put your peanut butter in the chocolate, and we put Harley Quinn and Batman, and we just kind of make a turducken of fuck sauce, and hopefully we make a shit ton of money off of this. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Whoever thought of this movie, fuck them in all their holes. I'm using a lot of F-bombs on this. I try not to. I have my son in earshot, but he deserves to hear the truth. He deserves to hear brutal honesty, and this is a fucking horrible movie, son. Don't tell your mom. Don't tell DCF. The court doesn't need to know about this conversation. We may strike this from the episode. If you're hearing this, chances are it hasn't gone well for me, and I said, fuck it.
Well, I already pre-ordered it, so fuck you.
All right, so that is a trailer wrap up. We are gonna take a quick break in here, guys. Listen to this message that we have put together for you, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about one of the greats of hip hop coming back and giving us something great.
Dropping gems. We're gonna dive into that 444.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
not
be back,
Wendy's.
Folks. Not Wendy's.
All right.
Our Twitter handle is currently at NoDadJokes with a Z.
Yeah, and the reason for this atrocity is because NoDadJokes with an S is currently being held hostage by some limp dick shit stained bastard.
Oh, hey, whoa! Just remember your pressure points.
I'm sorry, everybody. I apologize.
Seems as though a fellow tweeter has no dad joke with an S and hasn't tweeted in about 2 years. We're trying to get Twitter's attention to go ahead and get this released for us.
Yeah, and that's where you all come in. Hashtag release the S on all your tweets, all your social media posts, and let's see if we can't get Twitter's attention and get them to give us the handle that we rightfully deserve.
Support the cause.
Release the S. All right, welcome back to Pops On. This is it's been an interesting episode so far. Again, episode 5th. We this is Jay and back with Raul, and we're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about one of the greats giving us a little bit of manna from heaven. If you want to go that route. Jay-Z came out with 444.
Yeah. Incredible album.
Yeah. Well, you've heard it. You have Sprint and Tidal. So you're like one of 8 people who have heard this album. Please do tell.
Well, yeah, man. Formerly, I was pissed off. Like, oh, this shit's only going to be on Tidal, and I got Google Play. And then my man from Brooklyn looked out and said, yo, everybody that got Sprint, get Tidal for 6 months. Sorry.
That was the Jay-Z the God coming down and agreeing with you that you're looking out. I'm looking.
Yeah. So now I got Tidal, and I've been rocking with the 444 album for about a week now. I gotta say, this is his best album since American Gangster. Best album, and a lot of people don't understand how good of an album American Gangster was. I almost want to go as far as to say this is like American Gangster Part 2.
I was never a huge Jay-Z fan.
That's for me.
Well, I mean, I also didn't grow up in that. So I was, most of the music I listened to growing up was a lot more, Two Live Crew, a lot more Uncle Luke, a lot more Trick Daddy, just because where I was. But, Jay-Z, was one of those people who did come down from up north and we listened to. So I was never a huge fan of his until American Gangster. Now I always liked Friend or Foe, was one of the hardest tracks I think I ever heard. He had a couple other tracks. I still love Streets Is Watching. I mean, it's just that whole album. But yeah, when American Gangster came out, that was the first album I listened to from Jay-Z, and I was like, okay, fuck, I'm reloaded. All right, I can mess with this. And it was the first time that I recognized the concept album. I'm sure it's not the first concept album I heard, but it was the first time I was able to recognize it. I'm like, oh, okay, there's a theme to this. This is the movie.
Right.
This is he's mimicking the movie. So, and that's when I first, like I said, really became a Jay-Z fan. So I like that. I haven't heard it. Again, I don't have Sprint. I don't have Tidal. And I know he's released it wider before people start throwing their phones out the window. Fuck you, Jay, and they just throw it out. No, I know he's released it, so I have more of an opportunity to hear it now. But to hear that it is your favorite since American Gangster, now I got it. Now I have some high hopes.
Yeah, no, it's he speaks. Listen, this is a grown ass album. This is not. There's no radio hits. There's no songs on here that my son will be running around the house singing, because it's not for kids. Not necessarily in regards to the profanity or whatever. It's the content. What he's talking about. This is not gonna be for kids at all. He has the first track off the album is called Kill Jay-Z. You could take that many different ways. He's trying to shed, because we all heard, well, maybe not, but we've heard of the Lemonade album from Beyonce, how it, highlighted their infidelity in the relationship and what he did and what have you.
I still want to know Becky with the good hair.
Oh, he talks about her. He talks about her. It's not a full-on answer album. Not the whole thing is an apology tour to Beyonce. No. So Kill Jay-Z talks about, he's trying to shed some of his some of the stuff that he's been doing, whether it's the infidelity, whether it's the not so smart business decisions. He actually has a line on here about Kanye. Talking about, he did cool by Ye by giving him 20 mil, and then Kanye turned around and gave him 20 minutes of a rant on stage at his tour. He said, if everybody to you is crazy, maybe you're the one that's insane.
I like I like that line, because it's you can tell something like that it's not coming from a bad place. You know what I mean? Jay-Z and Kanye have a very long history together, very long friendship. I don't think either one of them would be where they are without each other at some point. And it's interesting too, because that's the second person off the rock calling out Kanye, and again, not coming from a bad place. You had J. Cole with Frost Prophets. J. Cole gave him a whole verse. That whole first verse is about Kanye. And you can tell, and it's not a bad place. They're not dissing Kanye. No. It's one of those like, hey, man, like, we love you. We're worried about you.
Let's get back to what it used to be.
Yeah. So
we don't want you to be old Kanye. We want you to be the new and improved Kanye that speaks on the type of issues that you used to.
Yeah. And so I like hearing that Jay-Z had that line, because I was always kind of, not curious. I was always kind of curious about, okay, J. Cole is on the rock. Jay-Z and Kanye go way back. And he just put out a whole verse on a song on Jay-Z's Homeboy. Like, how is that? What's that blowback gonna look like? I was always very curious of that. Right. And now I'm hearing Jay-Z has a verse kind of coming from the same place and kind of addressing the same thing, not as in depth. Jay-Z's never been one to put his shit out there. But it's kind of cool. My curiosity is assuaged, we'll say. Yeah. To know that, okay, J. Cole. I'm thinking J. Cole probably had Jay-Z's blessing, and be like, all right, as long as that's where you're coming from with it, I'm cool with it.
Honestly, listen, that's hip hop. Get whatever it is off your mind.
Right, and not everything's a diss.
Right, and people need to understand that this is not a diss. This is like, yo, man, like, I did this for you, and this is what you're gonna do. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? So that's I don't want to go too deep. I want you definitely to experience the album. But next track is one of the more controversial tracks, the OJ story.
Yeah.
House nigga, field nigga, still. They call it OJ's in parentheses still nigga. That's a deep ass track.
That was, and that's the one you showed me the video of.
Right, the video.
So that's the first track I've heard off the album. I already knew that he got in a little bit of trouble with the Anti-Defamation League.
Right.
Because of that one line he had about about credit, and that's how Jews.
That's how Jews, got all the property or what have you.
And so the Anti-Defamation League is set up specifically for anti-Semitism, and there's a little bit of blowback. I mean, they address the fact that Jay-Z has been very outspoken about about anti-Semitism, and just not using hate speech for the sake of using hate speech. Like they addressed that, and they called him and they commended him for that.
Right.
But they did say we do still think he's kind of not playing into, but bringing up and kind of playing up stereotypes against Jewish people. I heard the line. I don't agree with it. I think you hit it on the head when you said they're just looking for something.
Yeah, because this is the album that's gonna stir up so much conversation. I don't feel he should apologize or do anything. No. This is his art. He's not talking to them. Let's keep it straight up and down. He's not talking to them. He's talking to you and me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's trying to give us information on how to better ourselves. I'm not saying that whatever Jay-Z says is God. No. But at the same time, if you're gonna listen to anything, listen to this. Listen to what he's saying. Listen to what he said right, I think either before or after that, how he said he could have bought property in Dumbo before it was Dumbo.
Yeah.
And now the property's worth 20 million.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Don't take away these negatives from it. Listen to the song. Everybody's gonna put it down. Oh, he's saying the N-word. He's calling everybody a nigga. No. Listen to the track.
Yeah.
Listen to the art. Again, art is subjective. So whatever you take from it is what you take from it. But let's be for real here. There's nothing in that song that's trying to diss anyone or put anyone down. He literally says in the song, I'm trying to give you $1 million in advice for only $9.99.
Yeah.
Listen to this shit.
And the line he used, the line in question, I'm having to paraphrase it because I don't have it written in front of me. What's better than tipping strippers at the strip club? Credit. How do you think Jews got to own all the property? That's not a diss. I mean, I get where they're coming from. That's a stereotype that, most people, you don't want to give in a stereotype, sure. But it's a stereotype that a lot of people believe in. And especially a lot of people buying Jay-Z's albums. So, in the way I took it, especially in the context was, Jay-Z is a smart man. Nobody debates that. Even the people complaining about it said, no, he actually has done a lot of work against this kind of stuff. So the context I took it in was, okay, if you're going to believe in the stereotype, I'm going to shout it out just to kind of push a point. I'm going to give you a stereotype that you believe in, that you think is true, and I'm going to use that to deliver a better message. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. No. I get where they're coming from with pushing the stereotype up, but it wasn't coming from a bad place. He wasn't trying to put anyone down with it. It's not a bad stereotype. That's like saying, oh yeah, Asians are good at math. How dare you insult them like that? Like that. I get it's a stereotype, and it's not something you want to push out. It's something you want to perpetrate, but it's also at the same time, it's part of a bigger message, and I think it's getting lost just because of his choice of words.
Yeah, and did you see the video?
Yeah.
Did you see the fuck
that line is the least racist thing in that video.
Exactly. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. This is fuck you. The whole video is offensive.
It's blackface cartoon.
Yeah. The whole shit, even down to the quote unquote stripper. It's offensive. That's not what you're supposed to take from it.
Yeah.
That's not. Listen to the song. Listen to it. Yeah. That's all I need people to do. I don't want to go off on a tangent because shit like that be pissing me off. Anyway. Next song is Smile. The biggest takeaway from this is in the first line where I guess his mother is gay. His mother is gay. She's been gay. She's had to pretend this entire time, even after having 4 children. His mother's gay.
Oh wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
We do. Yeah, she's featured on the track. She reads a poem of some sort at the end, where it sums up everything he was saying. Definitely, I'm sure he spoke with her beforehand, but it's good for a rapper of Jay-Z's caliber to bring up this type of subject.
Yeah.
So I commend him for that. That was definitely good. The next track is with him and Frank Ocean. It's not a skippable track. I still like it. The beat is good. If there is any kind of radio single on here, this would be the one, in my opinion. But it's a dope track. Not too much gems dropped there. Like I said, you can listen to it on your own. The one after that is the title track, the 444. So this track is dealing with him apologizing to his wife, Beyonce, Queen B, King B, whatever you want to call her. I thought that this would be my least favorite track. I thought, oh God, he's gonna really sit here and apologize for 4 minutes and 44 seconds. No, this shit is powerful. This shit is powerful. First of all, it's a sample from, and I'm not too keen on if this is an older song or something that just recently came out, but it's a song by Hannah Williams called "Late Nights and Heartbreak." In that original song, it's her talking about her infidelities to whoever she's with. The song starts, "Why do I find it so hard to love you, even though I know in my heart that I want to?"
Mm-hmm.
That shit is deep, in my opinion. So in this song, he's apologizing for all the stuff he did. You know, the menage a trois. Is that worth it for your daughter? You did that. Is that worth losing Blue, which is his daughter?
Yeah.
It dives into him apologizing more of his is a line that says, the way that I asked you to go out with me, and I'm paraphrasing, the way that I asked you to go steady with me is by saying, "Yo, don't embarrass me."
Eesh.
Like, what? He said that to a then 21-year-old Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Don't embarrass me in public. Cha.
You know what I mean? And this shit is so powerful to me because the way I look at it, for a lot, not necessarily me in particular, but for a lot of people growing up in the hood who didn't have a dad, they listen to music, listen to Jay-Z, they took all their cues from Jay-Z. Jay-Z wore a jersey, nigga, you wore that jersey. When he told you to put a button up on, nigga, you threw that jersey in the garbage and you put a button up on. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people took style from Jay-Z in a sense, like a dad. This song is like seeing your dad cry for the first time.
Damn.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Like I've never, my dad, like I said, my mom passed away a couple years ago. That's the first time and only time I've ever seen my dad cry. Ever. Never. That's like, my dad is a superhero in my eyes. Never seen him sick. Never seen him cry. So when you see your dad cry, it's like, oh shit. So listening to this song, I was like, damn. Like you feel all the emotion that he's saying. Because he's not, and the thing I like about it too, he's not rapping. He's talking. Like he starts off rapping and then you just hear how he just goes into some spoken word like shit. Like, yeah, I fucked. Oh shit, I did that too. Damn, I fucked up. It's like he sat back in his chair like, yeah, you're right, I did fuck up. Babe, I'm sorry. Damn. Like it's really a powerful song. So for a man like Jay-Z, who's looked at as a god MC to everybody, that shit is humanizing as fuck.
I like it. I like that. And I like that he's not too big to like, yeah, all right, I showed my ass.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like it's and so I listened to that and I've been bumping the original or the song that he sampled. It's the perfect sample for what he was trying to get across. So that one of my favorites. I think that may be my favorite track on the album. So going forward, now we have Family Feud, which I played a little bit of it for you, where he's discussing certain things as, you know, basically the chorus of the song is when the family's feuding, we don't make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we as older heads are shitting on the younger generation coming up, instead of you shitting on them, show them. Or try to get where they're coming from. One of the lines that he tried to do is to compare it is he says, you know, don't act like Tupac didn't have a nose ring back in the day when that was frowned upon back in the day.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's trying to say, listen, yes, I get it. It's different. But just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not an art form. I don't like some of the new shit. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. But because I don't understand it, I'm not going to knock it.
I knocked the hell out of it.
I know you do.
Yeah.
What's another one you got? Bam with him and Junior Gong Marley. That song is dope to me because it's a sample from Sister Nancy. Bam bam.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's that sample with him and Junior Gong rapping over it. So that's pretty dope.
Shit, I think Jay-Z's the only rapper who hasn't used that sample yet.
Yeah. Because Kanye definitely used it on the last album.
Oh hell yeah, he did.
Then you got Moonlight, where he goes into the movie Moonlight.
Yeah, we were just talking about Moonlight and La La Land, and the whole hook is we stuck in La La Land.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because we won, but were we supposed to? Were we?
Yeah.
Is it really ours?
So I like that. I like that Jay-Z and I share a sentiment. I like that we share an opinion. And I hadn't heard the song, so I had no idea this part of the conversation was happening. So it's a natural Jay-Z and I mean, my name begins with a J, my last name ends with a Z. I like to think of myself as a Jay-Z of sorts. That is a stretch, and it's a bad one, but I'm holding on to that.
Stretch.
Yeah.
You hold on there, buddy. Hold on there, buddy. Then he goes into some Marcy Me.
I like that play on words there. I remember looking at the title of the track and like instead of Mercy Me, it's Marcy Me. I'm like, yep, I like where that's coming from.
You already get it, right?
Yeah.
It's a dope track. It's a smooth track. Again, none of these tracks are really radio heavy.
This isn't it sounds like this isn't an album he put out to make money on. This is an album he put out just to get shit
shit off his chest
out. Yeah,
get shit off his chest. He had something to say, and I like that.
Yeah, it's one of those like when giants don't speak unless they need to.
Exactly. And the last one is Legacy. The Legacy begins with his daughter saying, "Daddy, what's a will?"
Ooh,
and it just goes from there.
Ooh,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, is this the first album Jay-Z dropped since Blue?
Magna Carta. Magna Carta came out. Then,
but Blue, but he's been a dad now for a little while. I mean, there's no saying how many kids he might have, outside of this. But that's just
neither here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. That's
don't kill us, Jay-Z.
Yeah,
you got killers.
Look, I mean, I get it. If you got more kids and you keeping them down, look, I get it. But. It's cool that this is the album he's coming out with. Now that he's been a dad for a little while. Yeah. Now he is. It seems like he is a little more.
He matured, bro.
Yeah.
Even in the 444 song, he talks about how you were more mature than me. This is not something I wanted. He talked about he didn't realize what he was doing until he saw the woman. I guess he saw the struggle of a woman through his daughter's eyes.
Right.
Like it took his daughter to be born to him to understand how to treat a woman.
And it's cool to hear him approaching this album as a father. Like you even mentioned 444. This is like watching your dad cry. Like this is like he is coming out as a father. This isn't Jay-Z. This is Sean.
This is Sean Corey Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a real cool. It's real cool to know that that's where he's coming from, or at least it seems like that's where he's coming from. And he's taking on that role. And you're right, he is the one rapper that I've seen that now that I'm thinking about going back, like you were talking about the jersey and you were talking about the button ups and you in the suits. And one of his lines was like, "I'm old enough to own a Maybach. I'm young enough to own a nice car. Old enough not to put rims on it.
30's a new 20.
You know what I mean? Like I remember hearing that verse, and Jay-Z is the one person that I can think of that has matured." Yeah. In front of us, like just stylistically, lyrically, where he's coming from, content. Like, yeah, he came out wearing jerseys and bubble jackets, and now he's wearing suits and out with the kids and
a full grown ass album.
We've seen this man mature, or listen to this man mature through his music, and that is one of, like I said, I didn't grow up as a big Jay-Z fan, but this is one of the reasons why I am now, because he is. He does wear himself on his sleeve. Wherever he is, he's not trying to keep an image. He's not worried about his image. He's just worried about Jay-Z, being Sean Carter. So that I think that's a strong in itself. That is a strong message to put out. Man. So I'm definitely excited that it's a little more widely available now. So I will get a chance. I will take some time to listen to the album and really get a good feel for it.
The thing I liked about it being on Tidal, it gave me the songs that it was sampled off of. So that's how I found the original, the Late Nights and Heartbreak. Powerful song. Like when you listen, like if you get a chance, that particular song is on everything. Listen to that song and then listen to 444. It's ridiculous, bro.
For sure. All right, well, folks, this has been episode 5. I think we're about wrapped for the evening. Sun is about to go down. We're both getting text messages from significant others saying that dinner is ready. Where the fuck are you?
Yeah. In those words,
literally in those words. You know why? Because that's what love sounds like, folks. Love sounds like a lot of expletives and F-bombs.
Exactly.
But yeah, as always, guys, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Continue the support by hashtagging Release the S and help us get the Twitter handle that we so rightfully deserve. We would not be making this 5th episode without you guys. So thank you all for the support. We will continue to do this. We're looking at bigger and better things down the road. Yeah, stay tuned. Again, thanks for everything. With that, Raul, any parting words you've got?
Just again, thank you for everything. Follow us on all our social medias. Release the S, and please, no dad jokes.
All right, guys. Well, for Pops On, we got Marcel on the soundboard. I'm Jay Alvarez.
I'm Raul.
Guys, see you next week. Take care.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to Pops On. Email us any questions and your best dad jokes at nodadjokes@gmail.com. For more content, please like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NoDadJokes. Follow us on Instagram at NoDadJokes and Twitter at NoDadJokes with a Z.
Yeah, we tried to get no dad jokes within us, but apparently some thing that got out of hand wanted to take it and then not post anything for 2 years on Twitter because, hey, look at me, I'll get this now, and maybe at some point I'll actually figure out how to use Twitter because it's not like I don't have anything else to do with my damn life. I'm just gonna these guys instead.
Hey, family show, man. Whoa, family.
I bet you his mother's a fucking hoe.